Apparently, you both crit. It is your turn to decide what action you'd like to take.
He'll attack.
Okay, he will also attack.
Karma's
Not
gonna
a
bite
crit.
you in that for that someday in the future.
Yeah. Crit.
Okay.
Go, Adewald. Don't be the tiny little man your brother was.
Alright.
Okay.
So 35.
With his reinforced chainmail and shield, most of the damage is stopped. So you deal
So 35 minus 16.
19
So
points of
16.
damage.
Yeah, 19 points of damage.
And yep, he stays standing. It's his turn to declare first, and he is going to berserk.
Okay.
What you gonna do?
I will attack.
Okay, you get one free attack, and then you get the opposed attack. Yeah, exactly, Kroama. That's exactly how it works. You can't just be like, I saw him critting, so I'm defensive rolling now.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
He crits.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. Can you kill him before he kills you? Yes, you do.
44.
Alright, tell me how you kill King Orcus.
So I think the way it works is you see him, the blades are clashing for a little bit, and you see Adewald is wearing sort of his golden cloak, and you see a little bit of that gold kind of infuse his sword, and it just helps him push through the witch fused blade, and then he just slashes
To be clear,
through.
his blade isn't actually magical.
Ah.
He's just a dumbass who had someone make a fancy, shitty blade with a jewel in the middle of it. That's right! You're dumb. Your actual religious magic does nothing to a sword. It's just normal sword.
It does improve my damage, so yes, technically it did do something.
Didn't do more than it would normally do, countering his witch magic. There's no such thing as witch magic on this blade. Yeah, he goes down. The city is basically like burning around you as like Escavalinese troops are just basically hauling off anything they want. The city is full of like lots of defensive siege equipment that's completely undermanned. So the knights are just like disassembling all of this like stone and timber work and loading it into carts that they're stealing from the local peasants to take home.
Nice.
King Nantiliode is like, well, it would seem I need to find someone to rule in my place here at Pembroke. I don't suppose you know any honorable Estragalian knights, do you?
Do I actually know anyone from Estragalis still?
I don't know. Have you written any down?
Let me go back in. I forget. Does anyone remember what year that happened?
I did not exist.
Yeah.
You don't know any knights from Estragalis that are even moderately on your side.
Yeah.
Well, that's just because everyone hates.
Certainly, I suspect any that were purged by King Orcus.
Yeah.
So yeah. I tell him, alas, sir, I have never been to this court, and I know not of any honorable knights of Estragalis.
So the king is like, well, it shall be some time dividing up this country. between all of the men who follow me, but I feel that my nobles will get rich indeed, and perhaps we can force these Irish back across the sea where they belong. And, like, as he's saying that, he's walking over to, like, all of the honor guardsmen from Orcus' side and, like, stabbing him in the throat with his sword, just, like, casually, just, like, bloop. Well, it was a great victory that you have won here, Sir Aidwald.
I thank you for making it possible, my lord.
But he just looks at you, he's like, well, safe passage back to Salisbury then, now that your work here is done.
So, what do you have to look forward to now, Adewald?
I don't know. So, by the way, how much honor did I get for that?
I don't think you get any honor for it, but you're definitely gonna get. You're definitely gonna get.
I'm sorry,
70
I keep
glory.
up. How much?
70.
Okay.
How much honor? Like you get more than one honor.
I keep mixing up glory and honor. I mean, the concepts are similar in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, well, back to Salisbury then, I guess.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to do during this year? I'm sorry. Apparently, you get 150, and then all of you get 20 for raiding the castle.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So, another 80.
Boo, 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 boo. For defeating a famous knight. And it
No
definitely
bucks for the
was
fact
not
that
for
it's a
love.
king?
He was a famous knight. And this guy, he's like, oh, I get double the amount of glory? No extra glory for being, you know, as glorious as he is? Come on, dog. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Well, back home we go.
Listen, no one man should have all this glory.
So I guess we head home, get Sir Civ his little bit of extra rest to get back to full health, and I don't think we had anything else to do this year, did we?
Well, the Orcus thing was the other thing.
Yeah. So I guess we hit winter phase.
All right, let's talk about winter phase then. I don't think we have any solo scenarios, so you guys can do experience rolls.
You know what? Aidwald is feeling so happy he's throwing a tournament.
Let's save that one.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Save that one for a week where I can be like, let me draw up a list of knights and figure out how this is going to go, and you tell me how much you're spending and how large of a tournament it is. Listen, man, I like to think I'm a decent GM, but I can't just conjure a entire tournament.
All right, so
Osseo tournament was not a spell that I learned at Hogwarts.
Yes. Look
Wow,
at that.
really? What is the fucking odds of that? Apparently everyone thinks Aidwald's so honorable. 5% chance, bro. 5% chance. Ridiculous.
I really didn't get very much, actually. I only had one thing that wasn't given to me by my estates.
Everybody should have got battle, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't improve it. That was the one thing.
I'll tell you what, though. I made some good fucking burgers today. I grilled the shit out of those burgers. Medium rare. I put pizza seasoning on them with extra oregano. American cheese. Lettuce and tomato. Relish. Ketchup. Mustard. Burgers. Super burgers. And I toasted the bun because I'm a fucking boss. I just want to say, you know, no one man should have all those burgers. I gotta stop listening to Kanye West. It's becoming a problem.
I think there's. Is that really what's causing that?
Yep. No one man should have all those burgers. I went back and watched some of my Dragon Age Inquisitions playthrough, and I was like, wow, I keep quoting Kanye West lyrics like every 5 minutes, man.
Wow.
I also keep saying no one mage should have all that power. Everybody through their experience rolls?
Not quite yet.
I had one.
Yeah, the battle. Same here. I didn't even die.
Now, close, but no cigar. And last one. All right, I'm done.
All right. Everyone age your characters in squires and wives all 1 year. Has anyone hit squires of 21 or age of 35?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
All right. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, your economic circumstances is D20 plus 2D6 because you are still horribly, horribly wrecked. As a result of... Well, that's bad. Oh, actually, that's kind of good. Maybe. We'll see.
Does -1 do anything to change it?
Well, you gotta roll your stewardship now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be paying the pound for steward, I think.
So I'll be having my wife do it,
Let me just double check.
and we wait. So she doesn't get to do her experience yet for her stuff, so we'll just roll it now. Just a success.
Just a success. I'm happy to see a success.
Okay. You succeed on your roll. And you fail versus the weather. So you live Rich Aidwald, Rich Sieve, and Rich Seuss.
So rich means 9 for me.
9. Yep.
I hadn't even rolled yet. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I saw a 1. Okay. Well,
Oh,
you got a
that's-
1 anyway on your
That
second
was-
roll. So you still live rich, son.
9, and then we get how many from our other manors?
9 from all of them.
But I mean, you have to upkeep them too, though. So
You only upkeep the main one.
You get
Basically.
3. You get, let's see, 3 pounds from your main manor because it costs 6 to upkeep it, and then
Okay.
you get full 9 from every other one.
but the
well,
other
the
ones
amount
are
that your main
keeping
manor
knights.
costs depends on how much you're living at.
Oh,
You're
well,
living-
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you're keeping the knights in those other ones, right?
Yes.
So, do we still get those pounds?
Ones that are being diverted to someone else, you don't get paid for. You barely even count those as your own manors at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't. So I still only have one manor then, right?
So, like, all of your manors are occupied by other knights?
Well, I remember that one time that we were given knights to hold them.
Yep.
Yeah. Those are the
Okay.
manors. Those are the only other manors I have.
All right. Well, you need to start going on quests to get more manors.
No.
You know, steal them from people.
All right.
Yeah. So, what are you guys planning to live as this year?
Superlative.
Just rich.
Just rich, and my pounds are going up way too quickly.
I've heard that before, right before you built a castle.
Yeah. But, well, now I even have more. I have 159 pounds.
I have too much money.
I have nothing. That's okay.
so much money.
So much money.
Money.
Money everywhere.
Okay. We did that. No one has a special stable role. Would anyone like to get married this year?
Yes.
Really?
Mhm.
Let's do it. So, are you marrying below your class, or are you trying to marry within your class?
I'll try to marry within my class.
Okay. Zeus, are you courtesying to, like, bank it, or marry within your class?
Bank it.
Okay. Very well, you get your +1. Sir Steve, let us see if you can courtesy this year.
Ooh.
Excellent. Now you can roll a d20 plus any banked amount you have towards your marriage. 18.
That's pretty good.
The
terrible.
Countess Ellen finds you the third daughter of a vessel knight. You roll a d6 for how much dowry she gets you, and you get 100 glory for marrying her, and she gets 1,000 for marrying you.
So, Arthur, I'd like to do. Adewald would like to do something with his money. I would like to send an envoy to Ridichan.
Okay?
There's sort of a flag of truce with 50 pounds for the family of Serpestus.
Okay? Then it's going to cost you an additional £1 to, like, send the messenger.
That's fine.
Secured Western Union.
So,
yeah. So, Sir Civ, you marry the Lady Ys.
How you spell it?
Y-S.
So just YS.
Yep. Y-S.
Okay.
Very simple. Easy to remember. You can start a Noble Lady character sheet from her. She has the standard Noble Lady stats. And while we're there, for anybody that is married or wants to get married, you can advance your wife's skills by 1d3. Now, anyone that wants to can make a child roll. Sir Seuss, are you going... well, before I single you out, actually, is anyone going whoring this year? And maintaining wives... I'm sorry, maintaining kept women. No? Okay.
Alright,
So, roll a d20 for anyone that is married to see what happens with the kids. Sir Adewald, you have a child, but the mother and child die at childbirth.
remember the bonus for
Oh,
tonight? For superlative, I mean?
Let's
oh,
see.
what is the bonus that we get?
+5 for superlative.
So 3 for me, so that'd be a 7.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot about it.
So I had
7
a
is
six-
no children.
So 16 would be having a kid, right?
Yes, 16
Wife.
would be.
So,
Figure out if it is a male or female.
so roll a d6.
Yep. And then everyone roll a d20 for each of your kids. On a 1 or 2, they die.
So a 2 is what?
2 on what?
For male or female.
Even is male.
All right. Yay. Another heir.
So, heir and a spare then.
Yeah.
Alright, looks like everybody's kids are living so far. Adewald? I guess you don't actually have to
Superlative,
roll.
don't
So
roll.
your kids could be ill, though. But apparently, talking to your family is something absolutely none of you have ever done. Like, I want to go play with my kids today, or I want to go on an adventure to find a pony for
Her
my
student
little girl.
Sasha always spoke about his wife.
That's true. You did speak about your wife. And she did make some fine cooking. That's true.
She was a great cook. She still is. She's not dead yet,
As far as you know.
as far as I know.
We're going to skip family events because it's boring and it always takes way too long. Training and practice. You guys should be able to pick from those 3 options pretty quickly.
Sword. Always sword.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh yeah.
And then compute your glory. You, of course, get glory up to 100 for all of the money you made from your holdings, plus any castles you hold, plus any special things you have. Let me know if anybody passes the 1,000 barrier.
Not even close, baby.
Now,
What was it? Oh yeah, I'm increasing that. School.
Wait, aren't you a new knight, Sir Seuss?
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
forgot.
so you have your 1,000 for being knighted.
oh yeah.
That's right, you thought you weren't close, but you were closer than you suspected.
Actually, I'm gonna do the d6 plus 2. I think. Is it
Okay.
2 or 3 for
For
skills?
why is it +2 now?
I'm pretty sure it's a d6 plus 1. For
It's always
Is it
been
d6
+1.
plus 1?
Yeah.
I was trying to remember how much it was.
Okay, I thought it changed. I was like, does it increase as you get higher or something?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I haven't done it in
You know, it's like one of those rules where you can declare blocks after seeing somebody crit you.
4. Okay.
Okay.
I'm still trying to find the wife, by the way. I'm just kind of
I
looking.
regret nothing. Okay.
What page is it on?
So, gonna spend those 4 to up my lance.
All right.
Does anybody know what page the wife is on? The wives are on?
No.
I'll look real quick. Can't promise anything though.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's a Control F for default noblewoman.
I already tried Noble. Well, I tried Noble. I didn't try.
Nope, not default noblewoman. Alright, I'll have to look it up during the week.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so let's skip ahead to the year, I think it's going to be 501.
Yeah.
So, history of year 501.
Just flip over my notes sheet and add a new number.
Alright, Countess Ellen's court is held at Sarum Castle. 2 Saxon princes are in attendance. It is Prince Aesquine and Prince Sinric, both in attendance. Both Sinric and Aesquine have brought a very small amount of forces, but there are a large number out of them. The majority of them are Saxons you've never really seen before. They all have like white painted faces, and they wear like a full skin of an animal. So like a full like wolf cloak with a wolf head over their face, or a bear, or some other predator. All of them ride horses, and each of them also brought their own giant. All of whom are carrying trees.
Quite the show of force.
Let me bring my own personal giant.
Why not? So we zoom in to the 3 women who are gossiping outside of the castle. I do hope the Countess sends the army to help Ulfius. We need to stop those new Saxons. Why are they always so powerful when they first land? Can't they be stopped? It's magic, dearie, magic. They have evil gods. Before they land here, they sacrifice babies and virgins to their war god. Then they walk all over our armies. It was good for a bit there. Saxons killing Saxons, and Welsh and Irish killing Irish and Welsh. But how long is that going to last? Surely some of them will be killed, but all of the survivors are going to be in one army afterwards. We've been lucky enough to hold them off this long, but do you really think they'll ask for tribute or alliance once they're united? It'll all be over. Well, I'll say there's not really much different from us. What do you suppose King Idres is, a Frenchman? It's just human nature for people to fight each other. Listen, darlings, if she wants to be consoled by human nature, let her. Well, don't you think it just keeps getting worse and worse, though? Do you think it will be any better when the young count is knighted? So in attendance, of course, are Atheling Aesquine and Atheling Sinric. Also, the Countess Ellen. There are 2 messengers from your borders. There's also the talk on everyone's tongue. Like, anyone you're talking to, they're toasting Silchester and Marlborough, who have all sworn complete fealty, unquestioningly, to the Lady Ellen. There was some concern that they might not swear to a woman, but all of them eventually, after she chased them down to their manor houses, bent the knee. What would you want to do to this year?
Speak to a messenger.
Okay. the messenger greets you and says, "Aye, I've come from Estragales. King Nantaliod has challenged the three Cadlus. Both of the kingdoms are in southern Gales, and also many of the mountain tribe people are under his rule. Norgalis is preparing too. They're hiring any mercenary warriors who will help them, and promising a higher rate than usual. Nantaliod is only hiring fighters skilled in warring in the mountains, who will probably be seeking siege troops throughout the year and into the next."
Strengthening his north. In the mountains.
Aye.
Thank you.
So yeah, he goes back to his wheel of cheese and his hunk of bread. He's just like, "Aye, good cheese."
Good and great conversation.
You know, I have to sit here all day and wait for someone to just walk up and talk to me and repeat the same bloody message every single time. So excuse me if after months of hanging out with a bunch of bloody Saxons and some Irish and smelly hill tribesmen that I want to enjoy my cheese.
Didn't understand how you felt, sir.
Well, do you get paid for it?
He's like, "Yeah, I get paid for it every few months when I get back here.
Then that's another reason to come back.
Yeah, that's why I'm enjoying my cheese."
I better speak to the other one so he.
Yeah, he
can
just
get
like
his
cuts
message
the
out, too.
cheese off real slowly and just eats it in front of you like, this cheese is so delicious. I'm going to enjoy it right here by myself.
I'm glad you like your cheese.
A messenger from the Counts of Hertford and Huntington visits the Earls and desperately seeks volunteers to help defend their counties for the good of all Britain. They are certain the English horde that just overran the east will be coming for Hertford and Huntington. The two Earls have sworn mutual defense pacts and are seeking others to help them. "This is why we need a king," says one of the Earls. "We'd have an army then." And the messenger is like, "Well, you know, Hertford and Huntington both have sworn to the Saxons, but it seems now that Essex is on the verge of falling to these English. Hertford and Huntington, their vows are worth as much as, well, this block of cheese." And the second messenger is like, "Oh, they just disappear all of a sudden." Good cheese.
And who is the remaining messenger?
There were only two messengers.
Oh, okay.
Where's Hertford and Huntington?
They're east of Salisbury, northeast.
I'm
They're by
thinking.
Essex and London.
Okay, I see it. Thank you.
Yeah, they're basically the idea is they're planning to go solo now that the Angles are engaging the Essex-Sussex alliance.
You know, I think Aidwald will be going through and sort of toasting the new men and welcoming the new men of Marlborough to the feast and to the service of Countess Helen.
Yeah, so you toast the men of Marlborough. Your reception this year is considerably warmer than in past years after your disastrous command of battle. People have heard of your stand on the bridge. In fact, Germain the Dragon wrote a very vulgar, but it's set to a really catchy tune. It's called Jackass, Jackass, and everyone just like sings it around the castle sometimes. You like hear a serving woman like putting mints on the pillows, and she's like, "Jackass, Jackass." It's the story of one knight called Sir Default, and how he doomed Sir Fortran and many others to death.
Hurrah! Hurrah!
It was a good death. Good death. Yes. So yeah, Sir Germain told the story. It normally involves the words like, "and stuck a sword up his butt," and talks about how you chased a giant away with nothing more than your mailed fist and a screaming word. But one of the Marlborough men stands up and says, "Banneret Aidwald, I am glad to see you are in good spirits. I would have thought such a man would still be in In shame for bringing such dishonor upon yourself, sir.
Of what do you speak?
He says, my name is Sir Warwick of Marlborough. I come from Wanborough. You know, my cousin was Sir Pestis. I heard what you did to him.
That's
And like the whole hall is like rapidly getting silent as people are like stopping to watch this exchange. So he's not being aggressive, and he's not armed or armored in any way, but he's just like accusing you in the middle of all these knights.
Adewald will sort of hang his head, and it's like, that's his death will forever haunt my conscience, and I know that I still have terrible dreams of my folly on that day. But I go forward and hope, pray to the Lord that I may, at least in some way, atone for that crime.
So it's like, you can pray to whatever Lord you want. The gods of the land will not answer. And so he just like throws a bag in front of you, and you can hear like there's a heavy clinking noise. You don't need to send my family your blood gold. This is your 50 pounds back. My cousin wasn't worth 50 pounds. He was worth the life of a human man. His blood was noble, going back generations. Hundreds of years. He served honorably, and all he wanted to do was unite the county, serve his countess. And you struck him down like a bloody fool because you didn't understand what was going on.
You speak but the truth.
And yet here you are, preening yourself. I say shame on you, sir. And he like gets up and moves to start leaving the hall.
I let him pass. Adewald will kind of walk back and hang out in a corner. He's not... Definitely deflates his mood. His wife will pick up the gold. He won't.
Your wife just casually, like, she walks by, and the camera, like, she's in front of the gold, so, like, as she walks by, like, the gold's there, and then as she walks by, the gold's gone.
Mm-hmm.
She does the Jason Bourne. Alright, what do the rest of you want to do at this feast?
Let's see. So we spoke to the messengers, and we spoke to... I'll actually speak to some of the Eightlings to see if they're willing to. Anything interesting that's happening with the
Which one do you want to
English.
speak with?
Prince Cindric was one of them, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll go with him.
Okay, so Cindric is like, Sir Civ. Civ, I'm glad to see you here. Is there any thought to the Countess returning to her alliance with Somerset and Dorset this year?
What?
Wessex. The forces of Wessex.
Returning the alliance to Dorset and Somerset,
Yes.
and away from Sussex.
And Essex, yes. You once were good friends with us, and yet, for some reason, you've turned away to join those pathetic, vile thugs. Clearly, my father, Prince Cerdric, is the only king that can unite both the Bretwalda and the High King positions, bringing Saxon and British rule under the land to one.
At the moment, making sure that Salisbury stays afloat is the primary goal, and you can try to say one thing is happening or the other, and until the political landscape changes, which may happen soon given the whole English situation, but until that does happen, I believe we are safest where we are now.
So, he reaches out to, like, grab your arm. What do you do?
In what way? Is it threatening, or...
It's like, not threatening, but, like, If he grabs on, he's probably not going to let go.
Civ's not the kind of person to like respond to aggression with aggression, and also is, I imagine, a little bit weaker. So I'll follow through with it and
Okay.
let him hold on.
He clamps himself onto your arm and he's like, Sir Civ, before you go, wait. You speak about political situation and the angles as if that'll change anything. It's only going to cloud the waters and make it murkier. If Britain does not unite soon, it is itself an island, and it will sink.
And you want us to unite down below and not. I've heard many great things happening up in Escavalan, and they've been taking territory, and he's been preparing, and he's Britain. They're Britain up there.
Aye, he might be British, but he doesn't have any Saxon blood in him, nor does he employ any Saxonish troops. And in fact, he's letting most of his inexperienced troops go. He's de-arming. Does that sound like a man who's going to unite the country for you? Is Nantaleode really a man you want to follow? You think his shit stinks less than ours?
The only person I want to follow right now is the son Robert and Countess Ellen. But
he let you go. He's like, fine. I can see this is fruitless. I'll speak with your countess later. I was hoping you'd have more sense. So he kind of like stares at you, kind of accusatory. I was hoping you'd have more sense.
I'll just move away,
Okay.
having gotten his bits about it. And I'll let Adwald do something for a while.
I suppose I'll go speak with the ambassadors from Essex and Sussex.
Okay. Yeah, the Aisling Aesquine is there. And he's like, ah! Sir Adwald, I apologize for the display that you saw in my father's hall. Who knew that the angles would have such small pricks?
Is your shoulder better?
Ah. I hope it heals by next winter. Took a bit of rot. We had to cut some of the skin out.
Terrible thing. Given their treachery, I wouldn't be surprised if they laced something on that blade.
It's like, the treachery? That was good old-fashioned, straightforward Saxon politics. You should see what happens when we do get treacherous. At least he had the honor to hit me in the front. Well, I'm willing to offer a great deal to the Salisbury, Silchester, and Marlborough. I'm willing to offer a great deal to Countess Ellen for, or should I say, Duchess Ellen?
If you can give me the terms, I will happily relay them to her.
No terms. We just want you to hold your ground. Think Wessex is breaking? Escavalan seems to be shitting himself trying to deal with his hill folk. Why would any man de-arm at a time like this? When we hit Clarence and Gloucester, it's going to be like a hammer. So, just hold the line. I'm sure that Cynric and Cerdic, all of their shit, they're going to try to take Salisbury. They're having trouble moving on Ilchester. The Duke of Devon is digging in deep. They can't recapture Yegent. Their fleets are blocking the Cornwallish coastline, but we Saxons excel at naval combat over you pathetic British. You'd think your men had never been off their horses before. So, you think you can stay in your home and make sure it doesn't burn down this year?
I'll pass the message along.
I figured you would. Now, where's Marcus? I'm looking for someone to take the piss out of. There goes wandering
Can't say
off.
I've seen it.
There goes wandering off. So, in a move, much like Jermaine the Dragon, he just goes wandering around. He's like, Marcus! You probably hear Jermaine the Dragon doing the same thing. He's like, Marcus! Where are you? All the Saxons win a fight, Marcus. All right. Anything else you guys would like to do during this feast?
None that I can think of.
I haven't gone around and asked general entry yet, so I'll pick up on that.
Okay. Is there
Good call.
anything in particular you're looking for?
No, anything that seems new that I haven't heard before. If there is anything of that note. If there's not, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, you don't learn anything specific, but there are a number of knights and handmaidens, and even some of the Saxons. They're all talking about how this year, more than any other year, it seems as if at some point soon Britain will unite. The only question is, who will be king? Like, all of the combat seems to be coming to a head soon. All of the fights, they're going to end very quickly. So let me ask, who would each of you support to being the new King of England?
So what was actually? I want to hear more about what the heck is going on with Esquivalid and this supposed dearmament.
Okay, why don't you make an intrigue roll?
All right.
Yeah. 10 out of 12. So, you learn that King Nantiliode has been hiring expert mercenaries and hiring expert fighters and dismissing most of his knights to go home. He's looking specifically only for people that have experience fighting in the mountains. He's also dismissed all of his siege forces for the year. Although the rumor is that he's putting contracts on all of them, so he can claim them easily when next year rolls around.
Interesting.
I felt he was in a good position currently, but I guess not.
Sounds like he is going to be very distracted in sort of those mountains. So align with him this year would probably not be to our benefit. Because he...
Well, here's something to note. Before you write him off, he has a huge number of knights who are basically just staying at home. Like, he doesn't have any armies he's dispatching anywhere. He's just hiring specialists to do mountain fighting.
Yeah. So here's my thought. It sounds like Essex and Sussex are going to be entirely occupied with the battle in Anglia. And it sounds like the Wessex forces are either going to invade us or I'm not sure how strong they are. So I'm thinking maybe we go with King Nantiliode because if we get invaded, he can help us out, and he's British. We probably made somewhat of a good impression on him last year.
I'll make sure to note Sindrik's disapproval, but also I really don't see Sindrik in any good position whatsoever.
Yeah. And Nantiliode seems to be on the rise. Seems like a good person to be allied with, and we have the benefit of not bowing knee to a Saxon.
And then again, I know Marcus is going to take point that he has 0 Saxon blood and put that out there as like the reason we're allying with him.
Yeah.
Which I would like to refute.
I mean, I know Anosh, Marcus would cast his vote for Nantiliode. I think we all know that. So, what are you guys' thoughts?
I mean, I brought it up with Sindrik earlier because that's what was on my mind.
Yeah. So I think my vote is for Nantiliode.
We'll have to vote Nantiliode as well.
Okay, so all of you feel that Nantiliode will be a future leader of Britain. Interesting. Okay. All right. I think we can wrap up here tonight. Unfortunately, I have to go unexpectedly.
That sucks. Oh, well.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts here? just to give you a little preview of next week when Anosh is back. There'll be a kidnapping and 2 wars.
Well, that sounds eventful.
It is going to be eventful.
Hopefully they're actually near Salisbury so that I can finally take part as a leader of battle and be loyal to the
Well,
council.
I'll throw this out here. If you're still set on holding a tournament, you could have a tournament during the year and have 2 different sides of melee. So one person can battle versus their Civ.
Leading a battle, not fighting. But anyway.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you'd be leading the melee.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
We can talk about it during
Yeah.
the week. But yeah, any other final thoughts?
You know what? Sure, I'll host a tournament during the year. So why don't you just mark that down to plan for?
All right, excellent. All right, sorry to be ending so early here tonight, guys. I have to get to an airport unexpectedly.
Oh, someone arriving you have to go pick up?
Yep.
Oh, well, sorry.
I'm part of like a thing for my community where you like pick people up from the airport. And the guy was like, my flight was canceled hours ago, and I was like, okay, that's great. And I was like, nope, it was only just delayed, and I just got cell phone service, and I'm like, well, fuck. So I kept looking down at my phone.